Turn with me to John, St. John 11, 1 through 6. And if you go home, take time, read all of 11 and read 12. How many know that we're leading up to Resurrection Sunday?
Amen.
I want to start right here as we get ready to get to that Resurrection Sunday. Look at what it says. It says, now a certain man was sick named Lazarus of Bethany, the town of Mary and her sister Martha. Look what number 2 says. It was that Mary, that same Mary, which anointed the Lord with ointment and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was sick. Look what number 3 says. Therefore his sister sent unto him, saying, Lord, behold, he whom thou, say it again, he whom thou lovest is sick. Look what number 4 says. When Jesus heard that, he said, this sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God might be glorified thereby. Look what number 5 says. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. Look what 6 says. When he had heard, therefore, that he was sick, he abode, say it for me, y'all. Abode 2 days, still in the same place where he was. Now, I'm going to read that again, verse 6, but I'm going to put something there. Because again, that's what it says. When he heard, therefore, that he was sick, he waited 2 days.
All right.
And still in the same place where he was. He waited 2 days. Listen, if I was going to put a subject there, and we're going to be real quick, expeditiously, when God makes you wait.
That's right.
All right.
When God makes you wait. Listen, the thing about it is that in the King James Bible, I don't know about any other Bible, but in King James, wait is announced 154 times. That we should wait on the Lord. Matter of fact, waiting could be for change. Listen to what Job said in Job 14 and 14. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait until my change comes. Wait can be change. Not only that, waiting can be courage.
Yes, sir.
All right.
In Isaiah 40 and 31.
All right.
But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles.
Yeah.
They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint.
All right.
But in this text, it's not a way of change. It's not a way of courage. But it's a way because Jesus needed to wait because the people had an unbelief
All right.
in what he could do.
Yes.
Matter of fact, they had seen it over and over and over again. Some of them called him a magician. Some of them called him a soothsayer. Some of them, matter of fact, they were just around him because he could do great miracles.
All right.
Yes, Lord.
But because of all of that, they still know that he's all-knowing.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
That you got to understand something. It wasn't just 2 days that he waited.
Right.
It was 4 days.
Right.
1 day for the messenger to get to him. 2 days for him to stay right there.
Right, right.
1 day for him to go back.
All right.
So the Bible records that it took him 4 days to get back to alive.
Yes.
So in other words, what are you trying to say to us, Pastor, today? How many have prayed and asked God for something, but God still says, wait. You've been asking for him to fix your marriage, but he says, wait.
Yes, yes, yes.
You've been asking him to fix your job, but he says, wait. You've been asking him over and over again to fix the sickness in your body, but he says, wait.
Yeah.
And why does he say wait? He says, so I can fix your unbelief.
Yeah.
So I can let you know it was me and me alone that brought you out of darkness into the marvelous light. You gonna go with me? Because there are just 3 things leaping from the text. Has anybody ever had God to tell them to wait?
All right.
See, some things we do out of quickness. I just told y'all, some of us want to have church quick because we too impatient to wait. I mean, know that God comes in his own time.
All right.
God shows up, but when he shows up, he shows in just the nick of time. I mean, God done made you wait, and you know it was God that made you wait. Out of fact, the doctors did everything that they could do, but still you couldn't get well. But then, all of a sudden, a change came.
Thank you, Lord.
And he changed some things in your life. Matter of fact, what became high blood pressure became no blood pressure. When it had cancer, it was no cancer. Because God wanted you to know that I'm the only one that can make a way out of no way. When God makes you wait. I mean, been in situations over and over again, but God showed you just who he is. First thing I want you to understand that even in this text, Mary and Martha sent word to Jesus.
All right.
Because the scripture says that he loved them. Didn't we just read it?
Yeah.
That he said he loved Lazarus. He loved Mary. He loved. This is the same one that took the spikenard and opened it up and placed it on his feet and wiped his feet with her hair.
All right.
Isn't that short? Listen, Sister Grace say, look here, you can love on me all you want. Don't put your feet on me. Let alone, baby, show me how much you love. Take your hand and rub it on my. Some of y'all ladies just look to the side. Look at me. Because you're not going to take your glory and put it on somebody's feet. But this lady bent down and took her glory. You do know your hair is your glory. I don't care if you wove it in or got a wig or whatever. I don't care. It is your glory. That you're going to take it and wipe his feet. Jesus loved her for that. Mary, he loved her. Lazarus, he loved her. You know, I tell Deacon Howard and some of these other deacons, sometimes I just love being around them because I can let my hair down.
All right.
See, Lazarus was that kind of friend to Jesus that Jesus didn't have to come in like anybody else. Oh God, in heaven and they just passed. God bless you. He could come in and fish would be ready. He could just lay his hair down.
Right.
Y'all look at Pastor, you know that playing dominoes. Hey, that's a sin. See, some people you just can't do stuff in front of. But this family, he could let his hair down. But Jesus made this family wait.
Yeah.
Anybody in the house that he done made you wait? And you couldn't understand why he made you wait?
Yeah.
I was in that. I'm in this, Reverend. First point, you got to understand the power of God. Some of us don't understand. That's the first point. Write it down if you're writing it. We don't understand the power of God. We take it haphazardly, what his power is. I just told you, Jesus had been doing miracles all this time. And just because he waited, it's in the chapter. When he showed up after those 4 days, they come running to him and said, if you had been here,
Yes, sir.
my brother wouldn't have died.
Yeah.
If they understood the power of God, God didn't have to be there in order for his brother or their brother not to have died.
Right.
Go back, there was Jairus. Jairus said, if you just speak the word,
Yeah.
speak it. You ain't got to go to my house, just speak it. And my daughter will be made whole. Look at the woman with the issue of blood. She just came and touched the hem of his garment. And she was made whole. Look at the man with the withered hand.
Yes, Lord.
He said, would I be made whole? See, understanding the power of God really changes things in your life.
All right.
Because if you understand what kind of power that he has, you'll recognize him as creator first.
All right.
Preach, Pastor Grace, I'm about to. Listen, if you know that he made the heavens and he made the earth, matter of fact, he spoke it into existence, then you know he can do anything.
All right.
When he made something out of nothing. Not only did he make something out of nothing, but he took it and he said it is good. See, first of all, you'll know the power of God when you understand him being the creator.
All right.
Not only will you understand the power of God, if you'll understand the power of God the moment that you stop doubting who he is.
All right.
Listen what Mary said. She said, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died. Martha said, if you had been here, he wouldn't have died. Jesus said, do you know who I am? I am the resurrection. She got smart with it. She said, yeah, I know you. We'll see him again. See, the thing about it is, the moment that you doubt in the power of God, you start coming up with your own prognosis.
All right.
You start coming up with your own conclusions.
My Lord.
You start coming up with it ain't you that's going to make a way. It's the other stuff that's going to make a way.
All right.
How many can understand that God's power is better than any power on this earth?
Yes, sir.
I ain't got enough folk in here. How many know that he's got power on top of power?
Yes, sir.
He's the only man that can take the keys from hell and set the captives free. Matter of fact, he's the only one that can pick you up, turn you around, and place your feet on the solid ground. I'm just trying to put it on the bottom shelf where you can get it.
Yes, sir.
He's the only one that can turn midnights into day.
Yes.
He's the only one that can reach beyond the break and bring it all together.
Yes, Lord.
First of all, you got to understand him as having power. Not only you got to understand him as having power, you got to understand him as being the creator.
Yes, Lord.
He said, Moses asked, said, who shall I say sent me? He said, just tell him I am.
I am.
Yes, sir.
I am is translated into Jehovah.
Yes.
I am is translated into Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nisi, Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Sekinu. It's translated. In other words, what are you trying to? I am the healer. I am the provider. I am the one. I feel this. Because I understand the power of God.
Thank you, Lord.
That he has all power
Thank you.
in his
Yes,
hands.
Yes, sir.
But why are you making me wait? Not only should you understand his power, but you got to understand the opportunity of God. You know that God waits for opportunity to show you who he really is.
Yes, sir.
Lord.
All right.
Anybody ever had opportunity come in their life? You got a degree, you got more degrees than the thermometer got on it,
Okay.
but you can't get no job. And then the one that you didn't think you were going to get the job, that you didn't think that you were qualified for, that God waited until you exhausted all means.
All right.
He waited until you decided that you could do and you could do and you could do. Them they know. He waited for the opportunity to show you that I can do above and abundance of anything that you could think or ask. He put you in that job. I know what I'm talking about. Some of us didn't have a high school diploma, but we made more money than the doctors, than the lawyers. Because again, he saw the opportunity to put you in there. Look at what Mary and Martha is saying. That Jesus, you don't understand that Lazarus is dead. Not only is he dead, but he's been dead for 4 days. How many in your life that opportunity have been dead, but God resurrected?
Right.
All Pastor Royse, I'm preaching. They ain't got it yet, but I'm about to run out of here. How many know that your opportunity had been dead, but God raised it from the dead? See, the opportunity for God to show up, it grieved him that they didn't know who he was. It grieved him. Not only did it grieve him, it didn't just start with Mary and Martha. It started with them disciples first. They said, why are you going back to Judea? It's in the text. I just ain't got time to read it all. He said they were going to stone you. Why are you going to go back? Thomas said, doubting Thomas, Didymus. That's what doubting Thomas means, doubt. Thomas said, let's go with him and we die with him together. Now, isn't that crazy? Your homeboys, knowing what kind of power that you have, said we gonna go and die with you. Your homegirls standing around you, in other words, homeboys around you, all of y'all going, and listen, y'all going and nobody got a positive attitude in the bunch. That's some crazy stuff. Pastor, you're preaching at a church and nobody got a positive attitude. What you stand at the church for?
My Lord.
That was free. he's hanging around a negative bunch. Thomas says, let's go down with him. He runs into the two sisters.
All right.
And they doubted him also. Not only did they doubt him, but the people around them doubted him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, Mary got up because Martha ran out to meet him. Mary sat there at the house. But when she got ready to get up, a whole entourage of weepers went with her. You know, you got some folk that misery loves.
Yes, sir.
She talking about your husband, but she ain't got none.
Right.
He talking about your wife, but he ain't got one.
Right.
I don't understand that. When you hang around and you listen and lend the ear to them.
My Lord, my Lord.
They talking about your job, but they ain't got one.
Right. Right. Yes.
They talking about your car. Girl, you need to, and they ain't got, they riding the bus. You driving a hoopty, you driving something broke. I told Leah, drive that car until it just falls apart.
Yes, sir.
She said, Daddy, sometimes they rumble. I said, and folks would look at me and laugh. I said, let them look at the laugh. They walking, you ride. I'm almost through. I'm almost there. Because God waits for opportunity to show himself. Even when the opportunity doesn't even look good. You understand something? He says, loose him.
Yes, sir.
But before he says that, he prays a prayer to the Father. He prays a prayer because all of these mourners are with Mary and said, let's go and let's go watch her. Let's go because we're going to mourn right along with her. We're going to weep right along. Jesus started crying because of the agony of their unbelief.
My Lord, my Lord.
Because Jesus had been with them. You've seen him. You've seen him do stuff in your mama's life. You've seen him do stuff in your grandmother's life. You've seen him do stuff over and over and over again. But yet and still, we come in church and say, I don't know what I'm going to do. Other than lifting our head and giving God all the praise. When the doctors tell you you got a bad report, he says, what you holding your head down for? I'm the one that knows the body. I'm the one that can heal the body. One of the greatest testimonies I could ever hear, Reverend Flynn said, I got discouraged. It was on my back. Couldn't walk. Couldn't do it. He said, but I lifted my eyes up to the hills, from which cometh my help. And all my help comes from the Lord who made the heavens and the earth. And now I can get up, Reverend. I can walk up some steps. I can stand. I saw Reverend Reese. Reverend Reese said, I was on my way to a wedding, but I had to crawl out the bed. I couldn't even stand on my feet. But look at me now. God put some opportunity. Now you catch him on a good day, he'll jump up and down. Because God waits for opportunity to show himself. He says to the Father, he prays a prayer. He says, so that they may know. Roscoe, get ready, because I'm finna get out of here. He said, so that they may know. He said, Father, I thank you, because you always heard me. I thank you. He said, but for the benefit of them,
Right.
so that they may know
Right.
who I am.
Yeah.
Wait is over.
Yes.
Lazarus, come forth.
Yes, Lord.
He got up walking like a natural man.
Amen.
He said, loose him and set him free.
Right.
See, you got to understand something, that even the naysayers saw what God can do.
Yeah.
Yes,
Even those that doubted who he is,
Yeah.
saw what he could do.
Yeah.
Anybody in New Hope gonna stand with me and say that we serve a God that can do any and above anything that we could think
thank you, Lord.
or that we can ask.
Sure.
Good evening, New Hope.
Good evening.
Not only I told you that God has power,
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
not only did I tell you that God takes opportunity
Right.
to do the miraculous.
Sure.
Thank you.
Not only did I tell you that, but the last thing I got to tell you, that you got to understand the testimony of God.
All right.
Lord.
Oh, look at here. Roscoe, I'm going to have to get happy here. There's a testimony in here of God. First of all, you got to understand in chapter 11 that Lazarus got up from the dead.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a testimony all by itself. You got to understand something that the Jews believed in, that if the body died on the first day, that the spirit would hover around and wait to go back into the body.
All right. All right.
Now y'all let something like that happen here. I once was lost in sin, but Jesus took me in just a little lighter from heaven. Fill my soul with love. Not only that, he wrote my name above. I've had to talk. Not only have I had to talk, but I know that everything is all right. Anybody in here know that God is all? Know that he's all right. I may have doubts. I may have fears. My eyes sometimes fill with a few tears. But Jesus is a friend who watches both day and night. I've had a talk with him. I feel good right now. I've had a talk with him, and he made everything all right. He made it all. Made it all right.
Yeah.
Just a little talk with him. Made it all right. I am a testimony. Didn't he die? Didn't he die? Bible says he died. That I don't have to worry about when he makes me wait.
Sure.
Because I know that a testimony is going to happen at the end. And what is the testimony? He fixed my marriage. What is the testimony? He fixed my sickness. What is the testimony? He made a way out of nowhere. What is the test? I don't see nobody moving. What is the testimony? That he turned my darkness into day. What is the testimony? Yeah! What's the testimony? What's the testimony? Somebody ought to testify that he made everything all right.